Welcome to this week's episode of Your Stock Request for the 22nd of December. Hi, I'm Michael Gable, Managing Director at Fairmont Equities. Your Stock Request is the weekly video where I take your requests and analyse the share price charts. So this week we have A2 Milk, Avita Medical, Brookside Energy, Rural Funds Group and Melbana Energy. So if you have a request, please send it through. Make sure you've signed up to our free newsletter, but my stock tips come out in the Tuesday report, The Dynamic Investor. So make sure you have subscribed to that report. But if you do enjoy these videos, I'd love you to share them on social media or even leave us a review. Our main business is in portfolio management. So if you'd like to have a trading account with me and have me guide you with the buying and the selling, then please let me know. And the advice here is general only. So we've got the daily chart here of A2 Milk. We have looked at this one on one or two occasions previously, still trading very well. So we had the, if we look back here, we could see it bottomed out before the market. So it bottomed in May, started to head higher, built a nice little base, sort of gapped up out of that in August. And what I've put here is the 200-day moving average. So I think it's significant that it was able to gap above the 200-day, come back to consolidate, and then get going again. So it's been trending well ever since. If we just sort of zoom in, sort of recent price action looking a bit negative here, so not as, the consolidation here is not as flat as what we've seen in this little sort of phase. So it does look like, and you can see the volume as well, so it does look like it's going to consolidate here, whether it heads sideways or dips. I'd say that it's not a buy here. You just wait for the next consolidation to be over and then look for the next buying opportunity. All right, just get rid of that moving average. So if we look at Avita, just zoom out. So obviously big decline. If we have a look at this bit here, looked like it was doing a bit of a base, inverse head and shoulders, break of the neckline. Looked like it was getting ready to rally, but that sort of failed and it fell back under that line. Basically coming back to retest this low, sort of leveled out and then sort of launched again here in mid-November on good volume. Stopped short at this high and is now consolidating. So, I'd be looking for I think it's setting up to move higher. I'd be waiting for some sort of buy signal. We've just got this sort of sideways range. I think the better buy point would just be to clear these peaks. So it may well go sideways here. If it clears that, that's your next buy signal. Okay, Brookside Energy. If we can move to a weekly chart, we could see it's just in a downtrend really, and it doesn't look like it's slowing down yet. I don't see any sort of signs of it sort of bottoming out, so we just don't know when that would occur. But obviously the further it falls here, the more sort of trapped people that bought the stock through all these price levels. So I think even when you do get a buy signal, it may well be slow going because a lot of people will be looking to exit at their break-even points. Okay, rural funds. We'll just switch to the daily. So, downtrend. Looked like it was breaking that downtrend here. So we had a sort of good couple of days up, taking out this little peak, good volume, but as we could see, it failed. So, just rejected back into that range, which isn't a good sign. And we could see there's a lot of sort of red candles here. It just looks like the sellers are still in control, so I'd still looking bearish. I'd say that, at least for the short term, there's going to be a bit more downside. Okay, Melbana Energy. So we've got a, overall downtrend here. I think this looks sort of interesting in terms of what it's done so far in the last few weeks. So sort of leveled out here, and maybe on a short-term time frame, you could say this big increase in volume here. Initial sort of buy signal, rallied on volume. It's come back, but it's one down day here, but it is sort of tightened up here, dropping off in volume on the way back, and then up yesterday with a bit of an increase in volume. So it looks like it wants to run higher, possibly bouncing at least in the short term. I'd even say that as long as it's not down today, this could be a buying opportunity if it's sort of moving out of this range now. You can run a tight stop, and you'd be looking for a retest, I suppose, of this October high. Okay, well that's all for this week. If you have a request, send it through, and I'll have a look at it when we do our next video in January.